Shalom, shalom, family. Peace and blessings, peace and blessings. It's your brother Benayah Ben Israel coming to you from Tybee Island, out here in Savannah, Georgia. And, out here getting ready for the conference, the African Israelite Justice Foundation Conference, coming to you at the end of the month, June the 27th through the 29th. Plan on having an awesome, blessed time. We had an awesome event in Charleston, South Carolina, and shout out to King Godfrey out there in Charleston. Salute out to you, King. And just like we had an awesome time with Brother Godfrey, we plan on having an awesome time out here in Tybee Island, hanging out with Sister Pat and her crew. And I'm out. I'm not sure if you guys are familiar with Tybee Island, but basically the way it is, family, is like out in Tybee. Tybee is like just outside of Savannah, probably maybe like 20, 30 minutes, kind of depending on how you drive, that sort of thing. But this is one of the locations where we had planned on having a gathering for Shabbat and Shabbat service. Try to get out here early before that sun gets up, because you know how the sun is on the beach, family. It's relentless. So I don't know. I mean, might get blessed with some overcast clouds. We do have a backup plan, but I'll go over the itinerary with you here in a little bit. But yeah, we got a backup plan for the backup plan, just in case things get a little roasty toasty out here. but yeah, we'll be out here on Shabbat day. At least that's the plan. And then basically what we're going to do, family, is we plan on that Friday. We plan on Friday having a tour, a walking tour with Sister Pat. So that tour is supposed to start at 3 p.m. But actually, after talking to Sister Pat, she was like, "Ooh, that's gonna be hot, Brother Benayah." I was like, "Okay, well, what you want to do, Sister Pat?" She was like, "We need to push that back." So we opted to push it back, family. So we'll let everybody know, because at first we were going to start at 3 p.m. But it looks like that's going to be more of a like a 6 p.m. or later start time on that. We'll let you know for sure, definitively. But I think it's going to be at least 6 p.m. Try to get it out of the hot time of the day. I know it's still going to be a little warm, but we'll make it through. But we plan on starting at like around 6 p.m. and then from there go to Sister Pat. She'll the way that the tour is set up, it's going to start at the Savannah River. Basically, it's going to start at the place where the slave ships disembarked. Where the slaves got off the ships, off the Savannah River. And so she's going to start there, and she's going to backtrack the path that they took all the way to the auction block. So that's going to result in a nice little 60-minute to 90-minute. Forgive me if I'm distracted. I think the lifeguard or somebody's down there blowing his whistle, and I don't know if he's. I'm gonna turn the camera around so you can see. I don't know if you can even know if it shows up on camera, but it's some sandbars like way out there, and some folks are way out there. And I guess they better hope that water don't come in, that tide don't come in and catch them, because they're gonna be swimming for sure. Because that water right there, no siree. I don't mind swimming in swimming pool water where everything's clear. You can do the head, shoulders, knees, and toes song, and you can see what you're talking about as you sing it, because swimming pool water is clear water, and it's chlorinated water too. But that water right there, family, yeah. And it's funny, because I as a kid, I used to be all up in there, family. I wouldn't even think twice about it. I would just be all up in there. But not today. I'm a little older and wiser. And I know I watched Discovery and National Geographic. So I seen the things that clamber underneath in the deep. So definitely don't want no part of that. But anyway, got distracted. But yeah, we built different, family. I got to tell you, we built different. I don't see too many Israelites out there like that. I'll just put it to you that way. Anyway, all right, back on topic. But yeah, we got the conference coming up, family. And so that Friday, we're planning on doing, like I said, we're going to do the tour right around maybe like around 6 p.m. There's going to be a walking tour, awesome tour with underground tours of Savannah with Sister Pat. And then from there, we have a meet and greet set up at the Vintage, downtown Savannah. Shout out to Sister E. And much love, Sister E. Sister E put everything together for that. And so we're going to have some light refreshments for that, music and all that good stuff, family. Kind of like a family reunion. When you get on checking in on that Friday, everybody just getting together. Everybody's just getting into town. You just checked into your hotel. You put your bags down, all that stuff. You just want to say, man, what we gonna eat? Come on down. We got you taken care of, family. Come on down. We're gonna get you some food and some drinks. So just come on down, hang out with us for a little bit. Then we're gonna send you back up to your hotel room. But that's gonna be Friday, and then on that Shabbat day, most High willing, we had planned on being out here, Tybee Island, and that's part of the reason why I'm out here. I'm trying to scope out just to see what the how it feels, what it feels like around 9 a.m. and what the weather's like. I'm trying to keep the swimming suits out the frame, but anyway, see what it feels like at around 9 a.m. That's at 9 p.m. but 9 a.m. Because that sun, it ain't no joke out here. So, just trying to make sure we'll be comfortable, because we're only going to be out here for about an hour or hour or two. Just having a family reunion on the beach with the Most High, looking towards the east, which I think is that way. You can see where I'm pointing, but that's back towards our homeland. But be out here. Shout out to Pastor Kelly. Pastor Kelly's supposed to be out here as well. But we'll see. We'll play, like I said, we'll play it by ear. If the weather is good, we'll most high be willing to be out here. But for any reason, if the weather isn't, we do have a facility on deck a little bit further inland in Tybee Island as well. So we got you covered. We got backup plans. I'm about to get a backup plan for the backup plan, even if that facility is not sufficient. So, man, I'm just amazed. I'm sorry, fam. Let me turn my camera around. I'm just amazed. Like, I don't know if even that picks up on camera. But there's some folks in the water back there. I don't understand that. I guess maybe I watch too many National Geographic and Discovery Channel stuff, but I don't understand that. But it's all good. Like I said, family, hey, your boy could be, I'm your man, not your boy, right? But I could be wrong, right? Where maybe in the scripture, at least I don't remember in the scripture where Israel was doing water like that. I don't remember that, fam. I could be wrong. Maybe Jacob was a water person. I just don't remember scriptures where it's talked about, and Israel jumped in the water and played. Put it in the chat. Put it in the chat, family. I could be wrong. Put it in the chat where it said, and Jacob and Isaac took his children out to the beach, and he played on the beach in the water. And Moses, only thing I heard Moses doing, Moses was like, he came up to that crossing, and he told the ocean to move, get out the way, move. And the water had to part for Moses. But Moses wasn't in there splashing around. So I could be wrong, family. Hey, just put it in the chat. Let me know. Say, brother Benayah, you gotta go back to Bible school, learn a little bit more about your people. We were people of the water. I don't see it. So anyway, got off topic again. All right, I'm getting back on topic, family. But anyway, so the Shabbat service. So remember, on Friday, we're gonna get there on Friday, and on Friday we're gonna have a that tour. We pushed it back to about 6 p.m. and then we have the meet and greet on that Friday at the Vintage, and we're gonna feed you, get some food and drink, fellowship for a little bit, and then after that, family, we're gonna make our way. You go and do whatever. And then the following day, on Shabbat day, the plan is to come out to here, Tybee Island, do some fellowship on the beach. If we don't do it on the beach, like I said, because of the weather or something like that, we got some other facilities for backup, so we'll do that. But the plan is to be out here early Shabbat morning, hang out with the Most High, fellowship, family reunion, and then after that, of course, you'll get something. You'll get something to eat, of course, and then bring your own food, though. Bring your own food. But then after that, family, we'll make our way back to downtown Savannah, where we're going to meet up with Pastor Derek at First African Baptist Church. Shout out to peace and love and blessings to Pastor Derek. Look forward to hanging out with him on Shabbat. They're going to show us the information about the history of the church, and there's some things we haven't talked about when we talk about the First African Baptist Church. As far as you've known about the letters on the pews, but you haven't known about some of these other places where Israelite letters are at First African Baptist Church. So while we're there, we're going to see if we can pull Pastor Derek to the side, to the corners, and talk about some of these other things, because one of the things I tell people is like the fact that we're Israel isn't just in the pews in the church. It's like it's on the wall. Like even on the wall, there's a plaque that talks about Israel on the wall. It's in the basement. In the basement, they have a museum, and we'll see if Pastor Derek will let us at least look through the glass to check out the museum. But even in the museum, there's books about Israel in the museum that we haven't talked about. I'm telling you, family, it's a done deal when it comes to who was in that church, and the fact that they self-identified as Israel. Like it's a wrap. They self-identified as Israel. They were literally calling each other father and brother and mother in Israel. Even Nat Turner's mother was called a mother in Israel. We knew who we were, family. I'm telling you, we knew who we were. I even got it in my book that's coming up. But anyway, that's a topic for another day. But yeah, I got Most High willing, got a book planned. Hopefully by the end of this month. That's what I'm hoping for, family. We'll see. It's a labor of love. But anyway, got off topic again. Let me get back on topic, family. So as far as the itinerary for Shabbat day, hanging out here at Tybee Island, Most High willing, and then from Tybee we'll go to First African Baptist Church, hang out with Pastor Derek, go to the church, learn the history about our people in the church. First African Baptist Church, First African American Church. I'm using their terms. Don't be getting mad and putting stuff in the chat now. Come on. But First African American Church in the U.S. Of course, that's kind of debated, but it's not really a debate thing. They were the first. But and then hang out with Pastor Derek, and then after Pastor Derek, that's when we hang out with Sister Pat. So Sister Pat is going to bring her tour bus around. She's with Underground Tours of Savannah, one of the #1 tours here in Savannah. They're going to pick us up from the church. They're going to bring them buses around, and we're going to get picked up, and she's going to take us on a 2.5 to 3 hour tour of Savannah with some stops. There's definitely going to be some stops in there. So it's going to be another blessed time. We had an awesome time in Charleston. Shout out to Brother Godfrey, and we plan on having another awesome time here in Savannah. So, but that's the itinerary for Shabbat day. So as you can see, we're definitely going to be hanging out on Shabbat day. And then after that, family, we have on Sunday, on that first day, we have that's the conference day. So conference is going to start around 10 a.m. And of course, meet and greet, opening statements, prayer, praise and worship. We always like starting our programs off with praise and worship. It's just something about setting that atmosphere, inviting the Most High in with fellowship. You know how we do, family. Those who hang out with us, you've seen us praise and worship. We some Judah. So we'll do that, family, and then we'll get in. eat, of course, right around noontime. We'll have our meal. And then from there, we'll get into the meat of the conference as far as like the topics and stuff like that. There's a lot to talk about. I mean, there's a lot going on. I mean, with the all this these executive orders that Trump's doing, and he's shipping people to Africa. I don't know if you guys heard about that, but he's sending people to Africa, which should have raised some eyebrows on that front. And then the places that he's sending in Africa that he's sending people to, he then put a travel ban on them so that people from there can't come back. So basically, he's making it a one-way trip. So he's making it so that he's going to send you there, but then once you get there, you can't come back to America. We got to talk about that. So we got to talk about that, family. So Most High, willing, we'll have a lively discussion on that, as well as other things, family, because there's some things that we need to know, some practical things to be able to protect yourself. And you don't necessarily have to be at the conference to hear this sort of stuff, because I don't really believe in profiting off this sort of information. But at the very least, at the conference, we will that'll be one of the places that we'll talk about this, and also get the word out as far as what we should do, because back in the day, we used to be able to work with the Civil Rights Department, the U.S. Civil Rights Department. But guess what they did? They did away with that. So I'm telling you, the enemies of Israel, family, are paying attention to what we're doing. Like the tools that we were using yesterday to have success, because we actually had success working with the U.S. Civil Rights Division. People may not know that, but we actually had success. And shout out to our lawyer that has done that. Because there's some things that we've done in the background that people may not know, but we're reaching out to people, sending letters and introductions out to government how can I put it, departments, we work with the U.S. Department of Civil Rights, also worked with attorneys, U.S. attorneys, state attorneys, and we reached out to organizations like the ADL. We reached out to organizations like the Southern Poverty Law Center. People may not know that. Our lawyer team reached out to them, and especially, I don't know if you noticed or not, but a lot of that stuff that the ADL was doing, where they were, they were slandering Israelites hard. I mean, family. They were trying to blame every single toe jam, foot snub, any sort of violent act. They was trying to paint that as a African Israelite event. You know what I mean? Like, oh, well, we know who did it. Oh, it was those black Israelites. How they say black Hebrew Israelites. Like, that's their term. That's not our term. But they were at the forefront of slander, and they are still. How can I put it? They still. I mean, there's a definitive trail of slander with the ADL against our people. So I think we just biding our time, because I think a time will come when we'll be able to, or somebody will be able to take them to court, just like the Nation of Islam has, and we'll bring a similar lawsuit against those guys, because a lot of the stuff that they've done in plain sight, and it's all on video, and they can't refute it. So it's just a matter of just cashing in that check. You know what I'm saying? So, but anyway, but I don't know if you noticed or not, but a lot of that stuff that they were doing kind of just stopped. It kind of just stopped. I won't take credit for it or anything like that, but I'll just say that it's probably, as well as some other organizations, have reached out to some of those different types of organizations, and we're like, so what are you doing? Like, what sort of information are you using to paint these black Hebrew Israelites as extremists? Let's see the data for that. And we were able to get some dialogue with some of them, and actually had some of them to agree to adjust information on their website. We didn't publish that, but that was, those are some of the activities that we were able to, Most High, praise be to the Most High, that was done. And also things like, and You know, there's a PR problem, family, with with the community right now, and it has a lot to do with the adversary. So the adversary is trying to paint our community as this nefarious, violent, this crazy stuff, right? Stuff that's not even in our doctrine. Like I said, it's funny because we believe, if anyone that knows our community is like there are no violent lessons out there like for us. At least I haven't seen any. That's not even part of our doctrine. If anything, I mean, because we go by the 10 Commandments: thou shalt not steal, thou shalt not kill. It's like that's the core foundation of our of our beliefs. But somehow, some way, these enemies, they're out there trying to paint us to be these lawbreakers. Paint us to be somebody that we're not, which is Torah breakers, or people who believe opposite of what the Bible teaches. So it's some crazy stuff that's out there. So so there's a PR problem, or I'll put it to you this way: there's a PR battle. And so while some people will, they're inclined and they're satisfied with not putting up a fight, not raising their voice, there are some of us that are out there, that are up for the challenge of going to battle. Part of the blessing, if you ever read Deuteronomy, part of the blessing, Deuteronomy 28, part of the blessing is that the Most High will drive out the enemies from before your face. Not before your back, before your face, which means you're going to be facing them face to face. You know how, like back in the day, I don't know about you, family, but like back in the day when people were getting ready to get into a fight, they get up in people's faces, just like a boxing match. You got Mike Tyson, Holyfield, they're up there, right up in each other's faces, like, hey, what you gonna do? Yeah, I got you, punk. I got you. Oh, we gonna smoke you. I used to play football back in the day, family. Let me tell you, you'd be surprised at some of the nice conversations we have on that defensive line. To the offensive line, man. We talking, fam. We constantly talking back and forth. And they before my face. They was before my face. It's like, okay, we gonna see on this next down. We gonna see on this next down who got the power. So, but that's the blessing, family. The blessing is that the Most High would cause our enemies to flee from before us, from before our face. So we actually have to be. But that tells me what I took from that, family, was that we got to be facing them. And if you look in the scriptures, when Israel went out to battle, like they had to suit up. A lot of times they had to suit up. They had to put the sword on. They had to put the shield up. They had to go out and march in formation. And of course, when Israel came out of the Promised Land, and right before they even got to Mount Sinai, Moshe, he had to, he's trying to raise his hands up, and he had to, Aaron, and I forgot the other guy, he was holding his hands up, and when his hands were raised up, they were giving them the victory, right? So as he had the victory, his hands was raised up. Israel won. They were making great progress, right? They won the battle. But when his hands was down, he didn't. So what that told me was that, we got to go out there and face some folks. And then also you think about David and Goliath. So David and Goliath, you have so David's out there facing Goliath. Most I could have just sent a thunderbolt, split him in two, right? But David had to go out there, and he had to grab a stone, put it in the sling it around, right? Sling it around, and then from there, throw it. And it said the Most High guided the stone. But guess who threw it? That's what I'm saying, family. It's like, we try. Sometimes I think we get a little too deep, a little too spiritual, and we forget that we have to go and stand in front of our enemies and face them. And Most High, and that's when the Most High is going to give you the victory. So anyway, but like I said, kind of going off topic, but that's what we do, family. That's what the purpose of this organization is to go out and face our enemies. And praise be to the Most High. He has granted us and given us some victories over the years. And I know it seems like it's been slow going. We're not the biggest organization, don't have the most resources and stuff like that. I mean, most of us, we work full time, got full-time families. So, we're trying to do all that and this as well, family. So yeah, shout out to the board of directors who take out, you know, a lot of time and energy and resources from their day to help the wheel turn, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, they're putting in their sacrifices too. So anyway, but yeah, that's part of the reason, family. That's part of the reason why we're out there, out here, you know, doing this and going out before, you know, before Israel and with Israel, and being an advocate for Israel, just to stand up and speak out. So anyway, but all that being said, family, we hope to have a great event out here in Savannah. I was gonna say Charleston. Out here in Savannah, out here at Tybee Island and Savannah. Hopefully we'll see you out here. Like I said, if you're not able to make it out here, at the very least, try to donate if you can. That'd be greatly appreciated. And if you are able to make it out here, I can't wait to see you. Hopefully we'll have a great time. You'll learn a lot. We'll fellowship, and yeah, we'll just keep it going as long as we can. Yeah, Most High willing. As if Putin don't press that button between now and then. Like I said, family, there's a lot of stuff going on, family. There's a lot, but we just keep moving forward, you know, not knowing what's, you know, around the corner. So we know the Most High will take care of us. So it's all good. It's all good. So, but yeah, peace and blessings, family. So yeah, let me know if you have any questions. You can send questions to events@israelitejustice.org. That's events@israelitejustice.org. And then once you do that, you know, we'll get back to you. It'll give you a ticket number and all that good stuff. But for the most part, most of the tour information is on the website. I believe I have it all out there. So you can go to israelitejustice.org. That's the website. That's israelitejustice.org. And once you go out there, click on the events tab at the top. Click on events. And then once you click on events, then scroll down to scroll down, and that's where you'll see all the tour information. You'll see the itinerary. You'll see the hotel information's on there. And with the hotels, there's a code. We do have a code. It's AIJF for African Israelite Justice Foundation. It's just the acronym AIJF. If you give that code, that promotional code, you'll get a discount on your hotel room. If you are a military vet, make sure you mention that as well, because you'll get an additional discount as well. And I'm trying to think if there's another discount. I think that's, of course, if you have like Hilton Honors or something like that, you might want to mention that, because maybe you'll get some free perks when it comes to that. So, but I think that's it, family. All right. Well, hey, peace and blessings. Shabbat shalom. And yeah, hope to see you soon. And shalom. Love you, family.